So as you may have noticed in your programs, this is marked as an educational set.
Good luck.
And I promise that you'll learn something, whether it's of use or not. We're going to start kind of in the middle, chronologically, and bounce back and forth a little bit. The best known and, wow, probably best recorded of the classic blues singers was, of course, the great Empress of the Blues, Bessie Smith. Bessie wasn't the first. She wasn't the first to record. She wasn't the first to do anything except be as incredibly good as she was. This is one of her signature tunes, and it actually came very late in her recording career. This was when Bessie was believing that she was transforming herself from a blues singer into a jazz singer. To our ears, this is still classic blues, but in her mind, this was making that transition to become a jazz singer. So for this song, the setup, you might want to imagine a bar up in Harlem, cigarette smoke, smell of stale beer in the air. Sawdust on the floor to hide a myriad of evils. And down at the end of the bar, perhaps under that bare swinging light bulb, the ever-present jar of pickled pig's feet. Give me a pig foot and a bottle of beer. 25 cents? No, Daddy. I don't pay 25 cents to go in nowhere. Call up in Harlem on a Saturday night when the hot crowds get together, it's just too tight. The whole congregation does an all-night strut, but all they can do is just tut, tut, tut. Now, Hannah Brown, way uptown, she gets full of corn, starts bringing them down. And at the break of day, you can hear old Hannah say, give me a pickle and a bottle of beer. Send me, Daddy, 'cause I don't care. So during the 20s, what you'll find out as we go on, everybody did everybody else's music. You know, it wasn't one band put that song out, and it was their hit. That just didn't happen much. There was one extraordinarily popular tune that was done by a woman who had two names. She had one for the kind of low-down, homey blues that wasn't acceptable up north, and that was Flossie Moore. She recorded a lot of those double entendre blues songs. But up north, she was a cabaret singer, and she went by the name of Alberta Hunter. She made this extremely popular record called My Handy Man. It was a song about a loving couple, a woman who loved her man so much she wanted the world to know that he was a handyman. Now, U.B. Blake saw this, popularity of this song and felt that not quite enough had been said on the subject. So, he wrote a sequel song. And Alberta Hunter and a number of other singers recorded this one. My handyman ain't handy no more. Once I used to brag about my handyman, but I ain't bragging no more. Something strange has happened to my handyman. He's not the man he was before. I wish somebody would explain to me about this dual personality. Are you quite finished? He don't perform his duties like he used to do. He never hauls at actions lest I tell him to. Before he even gets to work, he says he's through. My handyman ain't handy no more. The way he used to handle things was too bad, Jim. The man was full of vigor, full of pep and vim. Although he looks the same, I know it isn't him. My handyman ain't handy no more. back to the beginning at some point. Oh, somebody has suggested that you check your phones, please, so that they're not ringing while the staff is doing some recording. The beginning. Gertrude Ma Rainey. She was called the mother of the blues because she was the first of the classic blues singers. She was the first, at least, to bring it to the concert stage. She was where blues went from a guy sitting on a levee with a guitar or a banjo to a girl standing up on stage singing it to an audience. She was where that really happened. She wasn't, I don't know, Ma was a basic country girl, but she became a very highly respected, well-paid performer. It was said that her voice, and remember this is way before microphones, it was said that her voice could be heard at the back wall of any hall in America, just standing up on stage. She did something that no other performer had ever done in history. It was so huge, it was so big, it made the papers in Europe. Because when Ma Rainey sang, she moved. That's it. Nobody had ever bothered to do that before. So this was huge. Ma was, however, probably the last of the classic blues singers to enter the recording industry. It popped up actually fairly late in her career. And she didn't really trust it. She noticed how the money did not filter down well from producer to performer. My, how the industry has changed. She knew one of the best ways, though, to have a hit that made her money was to do a song on a dance. One of the most popular dances of the time was a dance called the Black Bottom, and many songs had already been written on this dance. There was the Black Bottom Blues, Jelly Roll Morton's Black Bottom Stomp. I love when they do that. There was, you know that one, Black Bottom, a new twister? You know that. There was Get Your Black Bottom On Out of My Joint. That's a real song. But Ma and her producers wanted everybody to know where this one came from. This song made such an impact that one of our greatest American playwrights wrote a play on the same title. This is Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. Way down south in Alabama, I got a friend they call Dancing Sammy, crazy about all the ladies dances, black bottom stomping, two babies prancing. The other night at a swell affair, soon as the boys found out that I was there, they said, "Come on, Ma, let's go to the cabaret." When I got there, you Someone mentioned to me earlier that they hadn't seen the band in, 10 or more years. And the one thing that they were hoping to see this weekend was that last song. It is unfortunately on videotape and can never be lived down. Ma Rainey had humongous influence. Honestly, the whole classic blues industry of the teens and 20s came out of Ma Rainey's success. One of the things she did too was take a lot of these old blues songs that these itinerant singers, guitar players, and banjo players had been doing for nearly 100 years and bring them to the recording studio and to the stage. One of these was recorded by pretty much every singer of the 20s, 30s, and most of the 40s, has been recorded in every single decade since the 20s without any interruption. Every single decade since the 1920s has had at least one recording of this song. Ella Fitzgerald did it. She brought it into the 40s and 50s. It wasn't Zeppelin, but it was one of the classic rock bands did it and brought it into the 60s and 70s. It just keeps getting recorded because everybody loves it. This song is very old. The title is constantly disputed. It could be that it is about the fact that trains were new when this song came about, and people who were born in Cotton Plant could go to Possum Hollow and live. You know, they weren't born and died in Cotton Plant. People would go from Possum Hollow to Jackdaw Hill. People moved around. There wasn't any permanence in your location. And so the train became an iconic image of travel and movement and new experiences. One of the nicknames for a train was Cowcatcher because they had the cowcatcher on the front. So, Cowcatcher CC. Another explanation is that not many places had their own courthouse or even their own jail. And so a circuit court judge would come, do his judging, and go on. And many, many, many of them apparently left progeny all along the way. So this could be Cowcatcher rider or circuit court rider, or probably a few other explanations as well. But this is Ma Rainey through everybody's CC rider. Oh, sorry. Give me a moment here because Hank has a little trouble picking up on this rhythmically. So. There are so many names in the classic blues realm, and many of them were just forgotten when they stopped recording blues records in the early 30s. A few modern day, although now considered classic, players of rock and blues looked backwards. And one of the people that was found when looking backwards was a lady named Sippy Wallace. And she hadn't sung anything for like 40 years and was brought back to the attention of the blues listening public. This is probably, she re-recorded this, didn't she? With Bonnie Raitt. Bonnie Raitt was who helped bring her back. And this is a recording from the 20s and from the 80s, I believe. And so we're gonna set this one up too, because I like to do those things. Is there a doctor in the house? Because I need somebody to write me a prescription for the blues. All day long I worry, all night long I'm blue. Feel so awful, doctor, don't know what I'll do. So let me ask you, doctor, to see if you can find something in your satchel that'll pacify my mind. Doctor, doctor, write me a prescription for the blues. Let me tell you, doctor, I'm in misery. Once I had a lover, he went away from me. So I went to see the Egyptian, a voodoo doctor too. They shook their heads and told me there was nothing they could do. Doctor, doctor, write me a prescription for the blues. Those were red blues. Just like a little baby, all night long I cry. Feel so lonesome, doctor, feel like I could die. So give me something lethal, doctor, won't you please? I swear I'll sign a paper saying I died of heart disease. Doctor, doctor, write me a prescription for the blues. Those very blues. Doctor, doctor, write me a prescription for the blues. So when the blues era ended, they were looking for something new, you know. I mean, they were recording producers. They needed to make money more than everybody else. So they were looking for something new. And little by little, they had started noticing people were singing these instrumental jazz tunes, or they were jazzing up vocal tunes. So they decided to look for themselves a jazz singer. There really hadn't been much of anything like that at that point. So they went into Harlem, they found this little girl, and they decided to record her. This is one of my favorite stories of all of history. 3 days after Bessie Smith made her last recording at the same microphone, in the same studio, Billie Holiday made her first. Amazing, eh? Look, goosebumps. This is Billie Holiday's very first recorded song. They just pulled together, you know, some local musicians, you know, just a pickup band, Benny Goodman, Fletcher Henderson. Yeah, the Dorsey brothers, yeah. Dorsey brothers, yeah. So anyway, they put this together, and it was a very complex arrangement, as jazz was heading to in that time, with a very young singer who had loved Bessie Smith and was now making her own inroads into fame and fortune. This is Billie Holiday's first tune, My Mother's Son-in-Law. So that, of course, is not, that's not the typical thing that you know from Billie Holiday. And it took something like 30 years after her death for her to finally get credit for being one of the authors of this next song, which you already know. Them that's got shall get, them that's not shall lose. So the Bible says, and it still is news. Oh, your mama may have, and your papa may have, but God bless the child, got his own, got his own. Ooh, strong and more, while the weak ones fade. Empty pockets don't ever make the grave. Oh, your mama may have, and your papa may have. God bless the child, got his own. That's got his own. Money, you've got lots of friends crowding round your door. When the money's gone and all your spending ends, they don't come around anymore. Rich relations may give you crust of bread and such. You can't help yourself, but don't take too much. Oh, your mama man and your papa man, God bless the child, got his own. That's got his own. his own. God bless the child on his own. God bless the child who can stand up and say, I might want you, but I don't need you. 'Cause I got my own. I got my own. I have a friend back here at our CD table desperately waving CDs at me to remind you to go visit the table before you leave. Thank you. Yes. We're going to finish up because we're getting ready. Oh, we do. We have time. Okay. Then. Oh, find your. Yeah, look. Let's go look. Anybody here from the Great Lakes, Midwest area?
Yeah.
So you people understand that the thing on top of the house is a roof. Am I correct? So, for you unwashed out there who continue to believe that it is pronounced roof, don't understand it at all. I mean, what? You have a foot down there? Do you read a book? I don't understand. However, the author of this song seemed to be one of you. So I will pronounce it as written. This is a Helen Humes tune. Helen Humes had both great fortune and great sadness in her career because she sounded almost exactly like Ella Fitzgerald on recordings. So every time people heard a Helen Humes record, they thought it was Ella. It practically killed her career, actually. So what she did was went to Europe and started singing rhythm and blues and made a huge hit and had a wonderful end to it all. But this is one of those mistaken for Ella Fitzgerald Helen Humes tunes entitled Roof Over My Head. Over my head and bread on the table and love in my heart just for you. Where we can have peace of mind and be happy all the time and love in my heart just for you. and I'll leave you just the same. Makes no difference on the love. Honey, I want a roof over my head and bread on the table and love in my heart just for you. So one of my favorites was one of the great triple threats of dance, music, and acting. She started out as a professional dancer named Sweet Molly Springbean. No, she didn't. I'm in the wrong story. She started out as a singer, and she became one of the best loved stage and film actresses ever known. I had the great opportunity to meet her after she tore the crap out of the same costume I had worn a month before her in my high school production, because she and I wore the same size dress and Brooks Van Horn only made one of them. It was a Pearl Bailey tune. From our new Christmas CD. For those of you who want to order, we are taking pre-orders. Didn't have enough stock this weekend. Please come talk to me afterwards. We'll take care of it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2.
Hey, Santa Claus, wanna make me happy this year? Listen to me, honey. Give Wendy something she can really use, like a 5-pound box of money. Now, there's a gift that's loaded with lots of sentiment. See, whenever I get blue, Santa, I'm gonna think of you, and I'll still have a little change to pay my rent. Money isn't everything. No two ways about it. But while we're here, Santa dear, it's much better with than without it. Oh, if you want, I'll be real good and not do nothing funny. Just do like I asked with that little thing we've been talking about, like give me that 5-pound box of money. another swing era singer that a lot of people don't know the name, but my mother was a groupie for Nellie Letcher. Nellie Letcher, singer, songwriter, piano player, 40s, 50s, 60s, and up until the mid-90s and her mid-90s, still did at least one concert a year. Nellie's voice, a little bit like a 7-year-old on steroids. But the woman could swing like nobody's business. Now, those of you who don't think you remember her, you might actually remember what is probably her most popular song, Hurry On Down to My House, Baby, Ain't Nobody Home But Me. See, I always, every time I say that, I see people, yeah, I remember that. That's not the one we're gonna do. What we're doing is my favorite Nellie Letcher song. And that's a tune called Fine Brown Frame. What could be his name? He looks good to me, and all I can see is his fine brown frame. How long have you been round, Mister? When did you hit this big town? I'm screaming, 'cause I've never seen such a fine brown frame. All that I have is this broken down chair. I would gladly make him king of my throne. Don't be square, why don't you come over here? Together we could really be gone. Woo! He's got a fine brown frame. I wonder what could be his name. He is all to me, and all I can see is his fine brown frame. He's got a fine brown frame. I wonder what could be his name. He looks good to me, and all I can see is his fine brown frame. Have you been round? When did you get this big time? I wanna scream, woo! I've never seen such a fine brown frame. All that I have is this broken down chair, but I would gladly make you king on my throne. Don't be square, why don't you come over here? Together we could really be gone. Oh, he's got a fine brown frame. I wonder what could be his name. Yes, all of me, and all I can see is his fine brown frame. Robert, Young, Amici, or Gable, all as fine as Margaret Sable. You may not be class with the elite, and you may not be hip to such jive as Voot and Orit, but oh, baby, oh, you look like Hercules or fucking bronze.